Year of the first manned flight into space. Russia's preparing to honor that epic achievement. A crew of cosmonauts and astronauts are set to blast off on board a Soyuz spacecraft this week on their mission to the stars. RT's Tessa Arcilia is at the Baikonur Cosmodrome and has been following all the traditional preparations.
Well, it's just a day before the launch of the Soyuz TMA-21 to the International Space Station. Of course, the crew, they're going through the final preparations. The spacecraft itself, it's already hoisted in its vertical position, but they're putting the final touches. But what's most interesting is the process, the traditions that the crew have to go through, following the footsteps of the men and women that came before them. The most interesting thing happening today is the blessing of the Russian Orthodox priest. He's giving his blessing to the crew before they go off on their mission. Of course, this wasn't practiced during the Soviet era. It actually began when a cosmonaut, Alexander Viktorenko, requested for this before he went on his mission to the Mir space station. This was the TM-20, the Soyuz TM-20 mission. Another interesting tidbit we found out is that the Russian Orthodox priest himself, he actually wanted to be a cosmonaut, but he didn't manage to achieve that dream. So the closest he could get to that dream is to be working with the cosmonauts themselves. So he's there giving his blessing. So that's what we've been watching for today. And another tradition that they had to go through is having a haircut before the actual launch into space. Anyway, aside from the journalists who are here, the people from NASA, the people from the Russian side of the space program, we also have a lot of people coming here just to witness what's going on as tourists. They're here as tourists. I'm joined now by Anne-Marie. She's actually a tourist here at Baikonur. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Now, just tell us briefly, why are you here? I know you're a tourist, but what is it that drew you to this place?
Well, I'm actually a Fulbright scholar in Moscow this year, and I'm interested in the Russian space program and the history of the Russian space program, as well as the cooperation between the U.S. and American space program.
But what was the most interesting thing so far that you've seen that you can share to people who can't make it here?
Well, here at Baikonur, it's almost seems like it's in the middle. It's in the middle of nowhere. It seems like a desert. And yet they're launching spaceships every 6 months. Actually, much more frequently than that. But it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's really a small town atmosphere, and at the same time, a big spaceport.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
So there you have it. You have a lot of tourists here going to the different monuments. They'll be going to the launch pad as well to have a closer look at the rocket, which of course bears the symbol, the face actually, of Yuri Gagarin for the 50th anniversary of his first space flight. Another interesting thing is that we've been talking to the wives of the cosmonauts, especially the two Russian cosmonauts, Alexander Samokotyaev and Andrei Borisenko. This is their first time in space, and when we talk to their wives, they're actually the ones who are very, very nervous about their husbands making this trip. So again, very interesting atmosphere here. What you don't see maybe in front of the camera is all the conversations that go on between the astronauts, the people visiting. Just a very informative, a very exciting atmosphere that we are experiencing here at Baikonur. And of course, everybody looking forward to the launch, marking the 50th anniversary of Yuri Gagarin's first space flight.
Well, in less than 5 minutes here on RT, we take a closer look at Washington's actions in Libya. That's after a recap of our weekly top stories. Stay with us.